think I'm perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. It's just perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm perfect. Perfect.
Thanks for joining once again. So far that we got the shape of the hill done, and now we're moving on to our tree. Please enjoy the video. This might become 2 videos because the tree does take a little bit to do. Again, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start our tree. What I've done is I've gotten some plant wires. These wires are generally used to help plants grow in upright, like tomato plants and stuff like that. So we get them all nice and neat here, get them all together. Then we're just going to use some electrical tape. Any color will work. I chose black. And we're going to create the differentiation between where our base starts and where our roots are. Doing it this way not only helps us establish a base, but it also helps us make sure that where we need to twist is still twisted. As you can see, that's about how our figure stands right there. So at that point I decided to make like a little animal hole, like a knot in the wood that had been hollowed out a little bit, kind of like something an owl could sit in, or a bird or something like that. Give it a little bit more character. Now when you twist them to lock them in, make sure you're twisting it in opposition to where the main twist is. That'll help lock it in. From there we just went ahead and finished our twist, and then we started segregating where our branches and limbs are going to be. There are plenty of videos on the internet that will show you in detail how to do this. Essentially, you take all your individuals that you're going to make into one branch, and you twist them together. And then as you segment it, you go ahead and pull those off, and then segment those two or 3 or 4, or how many ever, together. And it always helps if you have a wooded area nearby you. Just kind of go look at the trees nearby and whatnot to see how branches actually act or how they look and stuff like that. It kind of gives you a little bit better idea of how to segment your branches out. Okay, with that done, we're going to have to mount this thing. Some of the stuff that you didn't see was me finishing out the branches and whatnot. So to give you an example of what we're looking at, we're just going to go ahead and set a figure down beside this. Move our camera real quick. Okay, so that's our test figure, and that's our tree. And you can see how big of our tree is and how far overhead those limbs are. And from there we speed things up. We take a skewer, we're going to put it in the center there with the pointed end facing outward. We're going to use that to mark where it's going to go. Then we take our skewer out, and we skewer the hill. This will create a nice stable base for our tree to sit on. Once that's done, we've got to screw it down a little bit just to make sure it's steady. Once that's done, the underlayment that works as a base and the initial root system we kind of shape and mold a little bit to give it a better seat. There you go, our tree is now attached to the hill. So in doing this, my kids love to try to help me out with videos, and they want to get into doing the videos themselves. And being a father, I'm very cautious about letting them do that. So I let my daughter here use the camera. If you get motion sick real easy, I would look away. But this allowed me to show off the entire tree and hill together, kind of. And then, of course, turn it around so you can see all of it. And then put the figure in like he was going into the tube. So with our two major parts done, we can start actually doing the basing and building up the terrain itself. Well, after we get the tree sculpted, which will be our next video. Big tree of death. Alright, that was a nice little short video. We got most of our tree done. Now we just need to cover it in clay and get it sculpted. The base, skeletal structure, and all that's there. It's a little bit more money than I would normally spend, but for this project we're going to kind of go a little bit broke on this, right? As always, if you like this, go ahead and share it with a friend that you think could use it. Give me a like and subscribe. The people who inspired me will be down in the description, so please go visit them and keep on crafting.